Welcome to the Arcadia Rodeo. Stay tuned, you're going to hear from the people that put it together and make this rodeo happen. It is the granddaddy of them all, and you'll have a chance to hear from some of the athletes that are competing today. It takes a lot to be a cowboy. You got to be tough to be a cowgirl. Stay tuned. We are here with Mama and her two little girls that were just out here at the Arcadia Rodeo mutton bustin'. And we're so excited to meet them. What is your name, sweetheart?
Ansley.
And what's your name?
Anna Kate.
Now tell me, why did you get out there on that mutton bustin'? What made you come here and do that?
Win some money.
Win some money? Did you win any?
They announced it wrong.
They did? Well, maybe later. How about you? What makes you want to get out there and do that?
Hang on tight and ride.
Hang on tight and ride. Mama, tell us a little bit about how these girls got started at the rodeo.
Well, rodeo is really just a part of our heritage and family, so this is kind of step one entryway into the rodeo world. So we offer mutton busting here for ages 4 to 7. So it's something that the kids can come out and do and just get some tough. Our announcer says it's a legalized form of child abuse, which that's total joke. But it's so much fun, and they love it. So
I couldn't agree more. Total joke. There's no child abuse going on here.
No,
okay, so tell me, what is your family's history with the Arcadia Rodeo?
So my grandpa came here from Miami and started a cattle ranch in the area. My 2 uncles and cousins are very big into rodeo. They rodeo a lot in Texas, gone on rodeo scholarships. So while I myself is not much of a horseman, I help out here at the Arcadia Rodeo. My husband does too. It's kind of just a family affair. So
what does it mean to this community to have this rodeo going on every year?
Well, this year is year 94, so it's quite a big deal. Since 1929, this rodeo has happened. We've been at this new arena now for 5 years. But before that, it was an all-outdoor arena, so this is special to now be undercover. But it is just who Arcadia is. It's actually the biggest event that our town has. We were at $1.6 million impact, so it's huge for our community, small town. I mean, it means a lot to have all this economic boost to the area. So
yeah, you're not kidding. What an incredible time we're about to have here today at the Arcadia Rodeo, so come on out and join us. We're here today with Jimmy Fussell, who's one of the directors of the Arcadia Rodeo. Tell us about how important this rodeo is to Arcadia.
This rodeo is very important to Arcadia. The trickle-down effect helps all the businesses with cash flow. We get to give back to the community with just helping kids out, needy people or whatever. We get to give back to the community.
This is a nonprofit, that's what I've heard. And how long has this been going on?
Getting close to 90-something years. I'm not exactly on the exact date, but it's 90 plus, I believe.
And how long have you been a part of the Arcadia Rodeo?
I've actually been a member for about 25, 26 years, and a director, the biggest part of that. And before that, I grew up as a kid going to the rodeo. I competed in rodeos for 22 years, rode bareback horses. Best rodeo I've ever been to is at my hometown, Arcadia, so it's all been good.
Oh, that's wonderful. How important is this to you personally then?
It's very important. It's tradition to me. I have a lot of family and friends here, even if they're not family. By the time we get through, we're all family when we leave here. It's a good time.
Can you tell us a little bit about the planning and logistics that go into creating this event every year?
The planning for next year starts the day after this is over. And we are constantly trying to get prize money up, just redoing stuff, keeping the facility up. making sure that everybody's in their place to make sure it happens. And you know, it's a non-stop. I mean, you can continuously are doing something to make it work and make it better.
So how does the community come to support the rodeo and help out with your fundraising?
We have a lot of people that come in and put money up. We get sponsorships where we sell sponsorships, and that helps put on the events. And because we try to have every event paid for prior to, so at the end of the day, there's more to give back.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Jim. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us.
Thank
Our
you.
listeners really appreciate learning more about the rodeo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
We're standing here with two owners of the Weekly Brothers Davy Pro Rodeo. We'd like to know, how does your rodeo compare to the one here in Arcadia today?
Well, we've been in the sport for close to 35 years, and we actually, through our contracting that we do, we used to contract for the Arcadia Off-Floor Pro Championship Rodeo. So for us to be up here and do this is really special. Troy and Dan came up today just to watch the bucking stock. I actually help out with the rodeo committee here every chance that I get. But it's a different atmosphere. You know, Davy's kind of in the middle of a hub between Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County. So the draw is slightly different. The venue's not as large, but we've actually been doing it long enough, and with Troy Weekly's direction, it's really done well for itself. We also put on the Southeastern Circuit Finals down there each year.
Fantastic. So tell me, what is your personal experience with the rodeo? Did you say you used to ride?
Well, I had a short-lived bull riding experience, but most for me was just a tradition that I had with my family, having the opportunity to grow up in a good environment. What we do with the youth, they actually promote a youth rodeo every year that 5,000 campers in the Palm Beach, Dade, and Broward County get to come and experience a pro rodeo. And you've been doing that for close to
32 years.
32 years. So Troy was making a comment earlier that some of the kids that came there 32 years ago, 5 years old, are now coming as adults and bringing their kids. So it's really about tradition and what's been instilled with me, with my family, and what Troy and Dan has brought to it.
So what can a large rodeo such as yours or the Arcadia Rodeo mean for the impact on a community?
Well, I know a lot and Troy can follow up with this, the impact that it has here in DeSoto County and for the city of Arcadia is huge for the number of people that come into town for the rodeos. But as far as Davy goes,
I think in Davie we have more of a local crowd that lives closer to the arena, but there's still people that come from every place in the country.
Fantastic. Well, thank you both for being here. Thank you for supporting the Arcadia Rodeo, and thank you for taking the time today.
thank you.
So what brings you here to the rodeo?
Well, obviously, I am the rodeo clown. I've got some horses that I will use, do a lot of different tricks, try to entertain the people throughout the rodeo. When you're dealing with people and livestock, you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes they'll have trouble getting out on these horses, coming out of the chute, or getting them out of the arena. The bull riding, obviously, I've got, I think, a pretty important job in the bull riding. I don't really, it's not my job as to protect the bull riders, but I'm in the barrel. I can pick it up and go to them where they can get behind it if a bull's chasing them. There was two guys that's hired for the protection of the bull rider. They couldn't tell a joke if it was wrote on paper, but they do an outstanding job protecting the cowboys.
You know, it is a long-standing tradition to have a rodeo clown. What does a rodeo clown mean to the rodeo here in Arcadia?
Well, it means that you're bringing entertainment, not just me. There's a girl here, Haley Proctor. She's bringing some entertainment. She's got some trick horses. She stands up on two horses. The rodeo clown is, so many people really recognize rodeo and rodeo clown, and it's like I said, you never know throughout the rodeo. I love to see people laugh. It's just good medicine.
That's wonderful. How long have you been a rodeo clown?
Way too long. About 47, 48 years now, and I'm starting to wind down. I'm kind of pick and choose where I want to go in a way, and I will always want to come to Arcadia, Florida. The committee treats us like royalty. such a great crowd here, 2 o'clock Thursday afternoon. Who would have thought? But they do a good crowd of people. They're responsive, but that's what makes my job easy.
So where's your favorite place that you've ever rodeoed?
Arcadia, Florida. Yeah!
What would you say to young people that aspire to be a rodeo clown?
Get off drugs. No,
Amen.
no. It's not something that's real easy. A lot of bullfighters want to start doing comedy once they finish the bullfighting, and then they realize comedy is not easy. And you've got to keep it clean. You got to keep it family oriented. You got to take care of your body. You just got to take care of so much. Keep your stuff clean, neat, and make sure you're family friendly.
So can you tell us about any major injuries maybe you've suffered in the 47 years of being a rodeo clown?
Well, you know what? I've had a lot of injuries. All these are store-bought. I've got a lot of broken bones, but it's my stuff. It's minor, very minor. I seen a guy get killed one time. I've got a very good friend of mine that was a world champion bull rider in 1995. He is now paralyzed from a bull riding accident. So what I do...
What was his name?
Jerome Davis. Yeah, he was... yes, he's a phenomenal individual, still is today, and it hasn't changed his outlook on life. But
I just like to say their names so we can honor them.
You bet. Rodeo, I tell people that rodeo, I don't care what event you're in. The bareback riding, calf roping, bull riding, any of it. When you nod your head, it could be the highlight of your career or the end of it. I mean, you never can predict what's going to happen.
So true. Well, now we know being a rodeo clown is a lot more than just making the audience laugh. There's a dangerous part of that. So thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for keeping our bull riders safe. Any other comments to the fans of Arcadia?
I want to say thank you to the community of Arcadia, Florida. They have the contestants, myself, Frontier Rodeo Company. We want to thank you for making us feel like a part of the family.
All right, we're here with a barrel racer today. Tell us what it takes to be a barrel racer at the Arcadia Rodeo.
Oh my gosh, so much. There's just a lot that goes into the preparation of everything, and from the time you leave the house to the time you're back at your trailer and on to the next one, just a lot.
So how far did you come to compete in the rodeo today?
About 20 hours. I'm staying over at some friends' houses at 12 Gauge Ranch in Bradenton, but long way to get down here, yes.
Do you have to trailer your horse, or do you ride any horse that they give you?
Trailer my own horse. It's, everything is her rig. It's her truck, her trailer, it's her deal.
And can you tell us what it takes? How long have you been training for this?
My whole life, pretty much, since I could, ride a horse by myself. And she's 7 and she's a little younger, but I trained her myself, and so we're excited.
So you're looking for a big win today. What would it mean to you to win the barrel racing today?
Oh, it would mean a lot, especially with all my family here. To make them proud is the end goal.
So what is your goal? What's a good score when you're barrel racing out there?
Here, I don't really know. I think when I was looking at the results from last year, like a 16 something won it. So to be up there in the high 16s would be the goal.
So is it just time, or do they score you on everything else?
No, ma'am, just time. And I like it that way. I don't like when other people have to, make the calls for me.
That's wonderful. Is there anything you'd like to say to a young girl that's aspiring to be a barrel racer?
Oh my gosh, just never give up and work so hard because it's rough out here. It's really hard. And if you just keep your focus right, you're going to get there somehow. It'll all work out.
So how many rodeos have you competed in so far?
This year I've only gone to about 10. This June will come around and that's when we'll be gone for a while, and hopefully not have to go to more than 40 rodeos because after that you're tired of driving. But yes, ma'am.
I can quite imagine. So how does this rodeo compare to others that you've been to?
It's a covered pin. So sorry.
It's okay.
It's covered, which is different, and it's really loud. And she's never been in a lot of perfs, so we'll kind of see how she handles that. But it seems like a good atmosphere, and it's hot down here, and that takes a lot to adjust.
Is it cold where you came from?
It was 16 degrees and snowing when we left Colorado, so it's been a big adjustment.
So it's not just you that has to acclimate to the new place; it's also your horse.
Yes, ma'am.
And they're so unpredictable when they're out there. What are your most concerns when you're getting ready to get out there?
Just make sure she's focused and listening to me, and just being soft and, trying to keep her calm back here because they get really fired up back here, especially right now with everything going on. So, yeah, just keeping in mind that she needs to stay calm, and so I got to keep myself calm.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to do this today. We really appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are here with the David Walker. David, tell us about your experience with the rodeo.
Oh man, I'm just so blessed to be here. I thank God every day for this opportunity. I'm probably one of the older calf ropers here, still going, and God has blessed me to go through two knee surgeries, 2 knee replacements, and to be here today, standing on the grounds to participate with some of the world's best is a testament that anyone who has dreams or goals, who belong in the AARP, just saying. Still cool though, right?
Yes.
But yeah, I feel real privileged to be at this rodeo. It's an outstanding rodeo in Arcadia.
Have you been to the Arcadia Rodeo before?
It's my first time. I've been to Kissimmee and Dade City, but this is my first time here.
And where did you travel from to get here?
I came from Rochelle in Texas. It's close to near Houston.
And so aside from this rodeo, tell us about your winning experiences in the past.
Well, not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, we were in Dade City, Florida, and Kissimmee, and we placed at Dade City, Oxford, Mississippi. We just started the season in February, so we've been doing okay.
That's wonderful. The season's just getting started.
It is.
Are you an NFR hopeful to be in Vegas one day?
Oh, I'm definitely a hopeful. Yes, I got to say that. I always have to bet on me, but I got to work hard to get there, though.
So tell us what it means to become a cowboy and compete here at a national rodeo.
I was thinking that driving from Texas out here by myself, I drove all the way here, and I was thinking when I first started, my dad used to take me with him in the country, and he had some cows, and that's where I learned how to rope at. I had to catch the calves for my dad, and I never would imagine that I would be here today on this type of scheme roping, in a great magnitude such as Arcadia.
Yeah, how incredible is it to know that the traditions at the rodeo actually stemmed from cattle ranching? So tell us a little bit about, if there's a youth that wants to aspire to be in the rodeo, what kind of recommendations do you have for them?
Well, I say to any kid who aspired to do something, I was that kid. I wanted to be a cowboy all of my life. I saw it, and I didn't always have the asset or the being able to have the ranch and the calves and the horses and the rigs to go. But all I had was a dream. And if you can keep your dream and don't let nobody stop it, even if you got a rope in the backyard next to a basketball goal or football field, you should do that. And then when it comes, I believe God will bless your desires.
That's great to hear. So tell me, how long have you been rodeoing?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm 57. Yeah. I know I look good. I'm just playing.
You do. You look great.
No, I'm just kidding. Man, I roped my first calf when I was 9.
Wow. And was that as a competition or on a ranch with your dad?
It was with my dad. Yeah, a lot of my experience came from dreaming, being in the pasture and not being able to go to rodeos. And then when I got to college, I went. And when the chance came, I got with some people that helped me, and the story started there, and it's still going today.
So is this your first time to Arcadia, or have you been here before?
No, this is my very first time in Arcadia.
And how does it compare to some of the other rodeos that you've been to?
Oh, it's an amazing rodeo. I mean, the people are great. The fans love it. They love to see the Cowboys. They support us. You know, I've had so many people stopping me, telling me great run, and there's some great Cowboys to come behind me. And but it still feels good to be admonished as a roper. And so this is an outstanding rodeo. Arcadia is probably one of the best rodeos in the world.
You know, we were talking earlier about how there's such a young crowd that are here competing, and you are one of the older ones in the competition today. And how does that feel? How do you mentally prepare for that, thinking these young ones might be faster or quicker? How do you get past that when you're out there competing?
They can outdo me, but they won't outwork me. And long as I keep my faith and work my health, it's gonna be what it's supposed to be, and nobody can stop it.
I love that. Never give up, right? Is there anything you want to say to the crowd here at Arcadia or to the fans?
Well, to anyone who aspires to do anything, whether it's playing basketball or fishing or whatever your goals or desires may be, just keep God first. And if you don't know God, you need to get to know God, and because He can bless you to do things that's unimaginable.
So can you tell us a little bit about the technique and what goes into actually roping?
It takes a lot of preparation. I'm at a point in my life where it's a lot of visualization for me now. I don't have the stamina to rope a lot of calves and practice and stuff anymore. But it's a lot of visualization. So I've narrowed down to the key points that I need to work on to do my exertions and to make me stronger. And so I focus on where my strengths are and where my weaknesses are, and then I just develop those.
Can you tell us what's going through your head right before that gate opens?
Do good. Everybody's watching.
So when it comes to the technique of actually roping, when they're scoring you, what are they scoring you on when you're actually out there?
Well, it's a timed event. So the fastest man wins. So you have to go as fast as you can of whatever the cow allows you to do. It's all about the speed and technique as well. But in some cases, you just got to go fast as you can go.
And so is there a certain part of the cow that you have to rope to qualify?
Well, it's catch as catch can in the tie-down roping. Preferably, it's always catching them around the neck and then tying 3 feet, as possible.
So you catch them around the neck. This is for our fans that don't really know what it means.
Very easily, right? We don't want to hurt the calf. We try with this, spin them around so they won't jerk them as much and to keep them standing and then tie 3 feet as fast as you can.
So 3 feet have to be tied together, and then your hands go up is what I've seen in the past. Is that when the time ends?
That's when you signal for time to step.
Okay. There's a lot that goes into it, and it happens so fast as we're watching, but there's so much that you're doing out there. What advice do you have for new ropers that are out there competing?
I would say get with someone who does it, learn from them, and then today with social media, there are so many things you can watch on YouTube. I mean, you don't have to know these guys, and you can watch their techniques and then learn from the best, and don't be afraid to ask.
That's really good advice for our youth.
Can you tell us your name and a little bit about how you're going to compete today in Arcadia? Yeah, I'm Tyson Durfee. I'm a world champion tie-down roper, and I'm excited to be here in Arcadia. I come from Texas. It's a little bit different. I was actually in Houston Rodeo a couple days ago, but Arcadia is a rodeo like no other. I've been to hundreds and thousands of rodeos all across America. This one is really special to me, so I'm excited about competing today.
So tell us why they call it the granddaddy of them all.
It's been around a long time. You know, it's funny. The first time I came to Arcadia was 20-some years ago when it was my rookie season. It was outdoor. I brought my wife and my kids and my family back last year. I said, oh, this is the cool, it's outdoor rodeo, it's so awesome. I show up and it's a brand spanking new complex, so it's super cool.
Tell us how important you think this rodeo is to the community of Arcadia and to professional rodeo.
Yeah, so the goal of any professional rodeo athlete is to make the Super Bowl of our rodeo, called the National Finals Rodeo. And this is what's called a tour rodeo. So it's one of the top rodeos across all of America, from California to Florida. So all of us top guys are trying to get here because it's very important to get this rodeo and get these points to get into the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas.
So how did you become a part of the rodeo? Did you grow up that way, or tell us a little bit about your youth?
You know, my granddad worked on a ranch. He didn't own the ranch. He didn't do anything like that. And by nature, my dad ended up working on a ranch as well. And as my dad kind of grew up, he became a horse trainer and became a trainer in the industry. And then I grew up a trainer's son, so we roped 18 hours a day, every day, my entire life, pretty much.
So that's a long-standing tradition in your family of the rodeo. How much does a rodeo mean to you?
You know, it's you know, a lot of people say it's what you do, but it's really who you are. For these people that compete in rodeo, it's a way of life. They wake up, they take care of their animals. They, throughout the day, are thinking about their animals. They go to sleep, they take care of their animals. So really, it's not like a job for us. It's more of like a way of life, and it's in our heart and in our soul.
So tell us about what you're competing in today here at Arcadia.
Yeah, so I'm a tie-down roper, which is one of the foundation events in rodeo. So within rodeo, you have new events and old events. Like the bull riding is a very new event. You know, guys on the ranch, 200 years ago didn't say, let's jump on the bull. But they did say, hey, we need to give these calves medicine to save their life. So they would rope a calf and they would tie it up, give it its penicillin, its medicine, and that's what I do. Since then, guys decide, hey, I bet I can do that faster than you. So that's how my event of tie-down roping actually started.
That's incredible. I never knew that. Thank you for sharing that. I think our fans are really going to love that. Can you tell us the technique that goes into actually tie-down roping?
Yeah, tie-down roping is known as the technical event in rodeo. You see bull riding or the bronc riding, it's very, they say that guys, they don't have a lot of marbles in their head because it's very difficult on the body, you can get hurt. With what I do, it's a little bit of that, but it's a lot of mindset. It's a lot of preparation. It's the way you swing a rope is much like how you swing a golf club, or how you tie a calf is much like how boxers and their hands, feet, and their feet work. So, literally, I practice about 35,000 hours at what I do at this stage of the game for me. So it's really the training and the repetition that create the athlete.
That's incredible. What an athlete it takes to be a cowboy, doesn't it? These cowboys sure are tough. What advice do you have to a young person that wants to get involved in the rodeo?
Yeah, within every event rodeo, there's always clinics. The number one thing that I would say is go follow a Facebook page. It could be prorodeo.com, it could be your local USTRC or team roping, but there's Facebook pages for everything, whether you're barrel racing, you're roping, you're bull riding, and just get in the community and ask questions, because no matter where this young person is at, if they're in Miami, Florida, or they're in Dallas, Texas, there are people and cowboys that live right beside them that they may not even know, and those people are willing to help them get into the sport. And really, at the end of the day, like I said, it's a way of life, it's what you do. So when you put on the cowboy hat and the belt buckle, it becomes your identity. And for me, I want to see more young people getting into the sport because it's done so much for me, and I want to give back to them.
What do you think it takes to be a cowboy?
Well, it takes more than a $5 pair of boots and a belt buckle, I can tell you that. But at the end of the day, you look somebody in the eye, you talk to them with integrity, with dignity, you shake somebody's hand with a firm handshake, you treat them kind, you help a stranger out. To me, that's what being a cowboy is all about. Where I come from, if somebody's broke down the side of the road, you stop and you help them out. If they're going through a tough time, you help them out. And really, that's the backbone of being a cowboy. Treating people with dignity and not just saying it, but actually doing it.
So much for that song, Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys, because I think they should all be cowboys. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here today.
Yeah, thank you.
We're here today with the leader of the barrel racers. How does it feel to be the winner today?
So far, really good. I hope it holds on. We still got a few more days left of a lot of really great horses and girls to run. So
where did you come from to compete today here at Arcadia?
I'm from Morton, Mississippi, and we ran in Okeechobee, Florida this morning. So we just got here not long ago.
You're kidding. You raced this morning in Okeechobee. That is incredible. What does it take to compete as a barrel racer in a rodeo?
Oh, it takes a lot. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of effort put in. It's a lot of hard work. It's not just riding horses like everybody thinks it is.
There's a lot more that goes into it for sure. So tell me, how long have you been training for it?
Oh, I've been running barrels since I was about 6, and professionally probably since I was about 16.
Have you ever won a professional rodeo before?
I have, yes, ma'am.
You want to tell us a little bit about that?
I won Lake Charles, Louisiana, about 3 weeks ago, and she made a really nice run there. And
That's tremendous. And what was your score when you won 3 weeks ago?
the patterns are all set different. So this one's really big. Lake Charles was a 15-second pattern, so we ran a 15-1. And this morning in Okeechobee was a 15-6. So
that's incredible. Congratulations on that 3 weeks ago. So hopefully you'll pull it off here again today. What advice do you have for a young girl that is aspiring to be a barrel racer?
Just work hard and just put the time in. What you put in is what you get out. And there's nothing truer than that. So
for sure. So tell me, have you been to the Arcadia Rodeo before?
Yeah, I have. I was here back in the fall. And then I haven't really been here in about a couple of years before that.
And what does this rodeo mean to you?
I like this rodeo. It's so upbeat. The crowd is awesome. And the ground's usually really great. It's a really great atmosphere here, and we really appreciate the committee for putting this rodeo on.
We hear a lot of folks saying how it feels like a family when they come here. How is it different from other rodeos that you've been to?
Well, you come here, they treat you really well. They have the best hospitality, so they feed us while we're here, and we love that. So it really helps us out in the end.
So what goes through your mind right before you're ready to go out there?
Be smooth and try to stay out of my horse's way and let her do her job.
Can you tell us a little bit about the training that goes into training your horse to be a barrel racer?
Training, it's a lot of slow in the beginning, and it all builds up to getting faster and sharper and turning faster. But it takes time. It's a process. It could take a year to get a decent horse or a really good horse trained, or there's some that take longer than that to get on to where they're great horses in the end. So there's really no time frame on it. But training, it definitely teaches you patience. So.
And how many horses do you have that you compete with? Is it one at a time, or do you have several to choose from?
We have a few. I usually haul 2. I just brought my mare this weekend, but we keep probably around 10 horses in the barn.
What makes a good horse for barrel racing?
There's no protocol to it. Like, they come in all shapes, sizes, different styles of running. Like, there's no wrong way of training a horse. Like, there's several different styles that win. There's horses that turn stiff and horses that turn round, and I don't know.
How did you get your start in the rodeo?
I started rodeoing when I was about 16 or 17. Before that, I would just go to a lot of local barrel races or futurities and derbies where we run younger horses, where most horses here at the rodeos are aged horses, probably 7 or older. And I grew up kind of going to futurities and derbies that involve 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. So.
Is there a difference in the age when they're running out there?
Yeah, when they're young like that, they're pretty green. They might spook. They might, stutter a little bit. Because this is a big atmosphere to put a young horse in. So we season them to build up their confidence to be able to perform the best that they can.
That's incredible. Well, thank you for all you do. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting Arcadia in the rodeo. We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
with Cole Fisher, who is going to try his hand at bull riding today. Cole, how did you get your start in the rodeo?
Just always had a thrill for extreme sports. It's just one that I fell in love with. So it's kind of impossible to master. So there's always something to learn.
So, what brought you here to Arcadia? Are you from Florida, or where did you come from?
I live in Oklahoma. It's just one of the rodeos on the circuit, and there's a lot of money added, so it brings us down here.
Have you been here before?
Yeah, we came down here last year.
And what do you think about this rodeo compared to others around the country?
It's cold everywhere else right now, so it's pretty thankful to come down here and enjoy the nice sun.
Yeah, we enjoy our weather down here in Florida for sure. So tell me, what does it take to train to be a bull rider in the rodeo?
A lot. It takes a lot. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, and like I said, it's impossible to master. There's always something to learn. The bulls, they're wild animals, so they're not set where they'll do the same thing every time, so you just never know. You just got to put your hand in there and give it all you got.
What would you say to other young cowboys that are interested in getting trained to be a bull rider?
I'd say go for it. It's a dangerous sport, and it steers a lot of people away just because of the danger, but it teaches kids a lot of responsibility and respect. And it's a big family here. Everybody looks out for each other, and that's what I love most about it.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today, and good luck. We hope you get an 8-second ride.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, we're here today with Jesse Hopper, a bull rider here at the Arcadia Rodeo. Jesse, what made you come to the rodeo today?
Well, it's cold up in Vernal. There's an extreme bulls up there. I'd rather come down here and a lot better bulls, and it's always sunny here in Florida.
Always sunny in Florida. Where did you say you were from again?
Mangum, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. So Oklahoma's a little colder this time of year.
It's kind of wet and cold back home right now, I think.
How did you get your start in the rodeo?
Started riding sheep when I was about 4 years old and just always rode some kind of rough stock and worked my way up as I got older.
Did you say 4 years old?
Yeah, I started getting on sheep.
He started riding sheep at 4 years old. Is that how would you tell the other young cowboy hopefuls to get their start if they wanted to be a part of the rodeo?
I'd go to a school or a camp, depending on how old you are. I'd recommend Cody Custer. He's always really good at just the basic fundamentals of how to ride bulls correct. Get there, see if you like it. If you do, get you some gear and start going. He can kind of point you in the right direction. That's what I'd get a hold of.
Have you been to the Arcadia Rodeo before, the granddaddy of them all?
I came here last year, got on a little red and white paint bull, and I was 84 points.
Oh my goodness, congratulations. So what are you hoping for today?
Hopefully a winner go-around and maybe win the rodeo.
There's a lot of money at stake here, isn't there?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us about what that prize money means to you if you were to win?
Well, it just means that's a step closer to making the national finals in December. So I just want to try and gather as much as I can before it's time to go there.
And where are the national finals rodeo?
Las Vegas.
I had to put that in there. Everybody loves to go to Las Vegas to the national finals rodeo. Thank you so much, Jesse. Any other advice to the locals that want to be a part of the rodeo?
Just come out, get you a look at what it is, and if you enjoy it, there'll be plenty of people here you can talk to get into it.
What's your favorite part about being a part of the rodeo?
Oh, shoot, everything. I like it. All the traveling, just seeing your buddies everywhere, getting to see everything. Love it all.
So tell us a little bit about how they score your bull ride.
They'll give half the points for the rider and half points for the bull. If you get a good bull, they'll mark him on a scale of 1 to 50, and then they'll mark you and how well you can ride that bull on another scale of 1 to 50, and they'll add the two together for, I guess, hopefully shoot for a 90-point rider better.
So those of us that are novices think that it's just about holding on for 8 seconds, but there's a lot more to it. Can you explain that?
Yeah, there's a little more to it. You want to try to keep it pretty simple so you're not thinking about too much stuff while you're riding, because if you think you hesitate just enough, the bull's going to beat you if he's a good bull. You really just want to keep your feet down and keep getting out over your bull rope and just keep going to the front end.
Sounds dangerous to me, but Jesse, we're so appreciative of you being here today. Thank you so much, and good luck.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
We are here with the #1 team roping team here at Arcadia, Florida. Tell me your name and how you got here.
My name is Z-Man, and he picked me up on his way here.
Where did he pick you up from?
Okeechobee. I live right there in Okeechobee, and he's from Fort Pierce, so it's on his way. He picked me right up, and we come here.
So you're both local Floridians here at Arcadia. How many times have you competed here at the Arcadia Rodeo?
This is my second time.
Second time and you got first place. Congratulations. What does it take to find a good teammate for team roping?
It takes a lot. It takes a lot of long hours and some good friendships to really have a good partner.
How long have the two of you been working together?
And we've been working together for about a year now, and it's crazy that you say how hard it is to find a team rep partner, because it's up to God to make you come across the right person to make that good team.
That's awesome. Great to hear that. So tell me, what would you say to a young aspiring team roper?
I would say work hard and never stop. That's all I got.
So tell me, what kind of talents do you have to be able to do that team roping? From the outside, those steer come out really fast. So what happens? What goes through your mind out there?
Horsemanship. Never stop riding your horse. You got to get there. If you don't give yourself a shot, you're never going to be able to rope them.
So tell me about the horses that you ride. Are those your personal, or do you have to choose them when you get here?
Yeah, that's a very crazy question, because we have our own personal over there in our truck and trailer, but we were really just going up there to watch because we thought we were going to be up later on in the slack, and they called his name, they called my name like we were up, and we had to find a horse. And we found a horse, and he made it work, and I made it work, and we winning first.
You won first on horses you'd never ridden before.
That's part of being a cowboy. When you're a cowboy and you got a task to do, you got to work with what you got and make it happen.
Well, congratulations. It looks like you guys have what it takes. So great job today. Anything you want to say to the community of Arcadia?
Thank you guys very much for having us, and God is always first. I got to shout out to him. He's everything.
That's awesome. Thank you guys so much, and congratulations on your win. We're here with the second place winner of the Saddle Bronc Riding. Tell us your name and a little bit how you got here.
Yeah, we come from Texas. Jumped on a plane last night. Had a really good horse out here. It's a rodeo we always like to come to. This is my third or fourth time here, so happy to be here.
That's awesome. You came all the way from Canada to compete here in Arcadia. This is the third time. How does this rodeo compare to others around the country?
It's just really good stock, great fans. We love to come here.
Awesome. So what did it take to win second place here in Arcadia?
I knew that horse I got on. I'd seen him a bunch. It was my first time getting on that horse, that Maple Leaf, but he's one that, you get him rode, you're going to be in the place and every time.
That's crazy. So you've never ridden the horse before. You get on it. Tell us what goes through your mind when you get on that and the horse is going crazy.
You're just trying to leave it all out there and do your job, and that's about all you can do, and just hopefully hear that whistle.
Do you mind explaining to the fans that may not know, how do you get scored when you're riding that?
So 50% of the score comes from the animal and 50% on how well you ride it, and you can have a really good horse and stub your toe and not be a whole lot of points, or vice versa, but it's 50-50.
Fantastic. So what does the rodeo mean to you, and how long have you been a part of it?
I've been a part of rodeo my whole life. My dad rodeoed for 20 plus years, so watching him growing up is kind of how I got into it, and it's something I'll want to do for a lot more years to come.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you're supposed to point your feet when you're riding?
Yeah, so the further outwards your feet are turned out, the more points the judges will mark you. The score can also come from how difficult the horse is, of course, but there's a lot of different style with your upper body and how you turn your toes out that not one guy really rides the same. Everyone's kind of unique, so that's where it comes from.
Do you have any special things that you like to do when you get on?
I just try and set my feet every jump I can and try and leave it all out there.
So what goes through your mind right before you get on? Is there anything you do for good luck before you get on that ride?
I say my prayers and just leave it with God.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. wraps up the rodeo for today. We want to thank everyone, the sponsors, the fans, the community. This is such a tradition here in Arcadia, and it's so good to see it happen. What a wonderful event. We'll see you next time. Cowboy up!